Hello. All right. Buying has been placed by bot. No. No, I just have to type over on that one, so it may look a little bit weird. But no, I had to grab something real fast, and I was like, "Oh God, I forgot." You leave like the oven on and stuff like that. My oven's not on, but you know how it is. Anyway, welcome to Wednesday. We got some yen movement out there, and that's about it. Um, Looking at everything. You know, got this a little while ago, right? Well, undoubtedly become an option if economic and price conditions. It's funny. If it calls for it, then yeah, we'll change. Otherwise, no, not so much. It's like, huh, okay. And because of that, you're seeing the dollar yen up 176, pound yen 211. But is this? You look at this one. Is it the dollar or is it the pound? The dollar pound is down -4. Euro dollar 7. Dollar Swiss 24. Dollar CAD 56. So it's more dollar weakness on this one. And again, some of this is oil. Aussie dollar 7.17. Pound 9. So a lot of nothing. And again, that's what happens, right? So yeah, we have pending home sales coming in. Not obviously going to be a big release. Let me pull here. Nope, I do not need to get started. All right. So, whoops. Why is it doing that? Here we go. Let's throw this right there. You can see actually like a big forecast in there, right? For once, in the opposite direction. So that's what we're dealing with. So we know we have oil later on today. And again, it may actually be a decent mover because there's not really much else going on. And then tomorrow is when we actually get a day where, today, rather shy. Yesterday, a few talks, and Monday, a few talks, and that's about it. So tomorrow, actually some legitimate data, some CPI, Germany, Spanish, final GDP for the US, unemployment claims as well, and then final GDP price index. So a lot of stuff going on tomorrow morning early. So hopefully we get some more movement. Here you go. Pound dollar 0, 0. So yeah. Again, the catalysts are just not out in the market, and that's again we knew this going into the week. So again, it's where it gets a little bit more boring. So anyway, VIX. VIX took a little bit of a drop down. Raised up a little bit and then went down. A decent kind of hop down, and then in the overnight, normally it's like it kind of moves in some direction in the overnight, right? Typically picks something, right? Um, Not so much, right? It got down and it just held all day long. European session, nothing, and it just held. So all the indices are in the red right now, or not red. They are in the blue right now. Um, Reason why? Obviously, there's not a lot out there, right? No news is good news. Typically, we're seeing a little bit of a retracement right now, but seeing with a pushback down, not horrible, right? The dollar's up, right? It's up zero point 0.7. It was up in this kind of 207 range yesterday, right? 102.70 range, and it dropped back down again, and then you know, took off back again, and we're back at that same level. So at this point, you can see the areas of sellers here, here, and here, and this is number 4. So looks like the dollar has room to kind of run here a little bit, right? All the indices pretty nicely in the green. Apple up, 1.5. Tesla up 2.8. Oil, unfortunately, again is up, right? Is up, right? Up to 74. But we're getting close to that level up here, and there's expected to be a big down draw. Question is, have they pre-positioned it? So looking at that, natural gas also a nice jump, but bum, 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 part of that is contract rollover, right? Part of that is the contract switch. And again, this is why I think futures is the dumbest thing ever. I'm like, I get it, they have to do it, but this is why I like currency so much better. And I think, again, I get it. Sure, I get it that they have to do it this way based off of like, but yeah, but that's why you're seeing a big pop up there. So I would expect this to continue to deteriorate back down. But 2 was hit. We talked about in the beginning of the week. Look for that 10-cent drop down. We were looking for a 2 target. We ended up hitting this yesterday at 3:30, and then obviously when the contracts rolled, it popped back up to 216. So I would expect this to deteriorate back down again. Gold also red, silver red on the day. Now Aussie. Okay, so Aussie yesterday. Um, where are we at? We were sitting right here, and we talked about having this one be in. It got a pretty, decent rundown. We were sitting right around this area and said, "Hey, listen, move your stop loss. Bank, lock some in here at a minimum. That's what you can make, and that would have been. And what do you grab? 1 for 1 on that one. The dollar continued to be weak for the day. And then last night we talked about there being news, and unfortunately it didn't make it all the way up, but the result was the same. We were looking for shorts up here at news saying that, hey, listen, if the data comes in as expected, um, and it came in better than, I mean, better as in lower, but again, for news, we talked about if it was expected, look for it to be weaker, and it was. The CPI was not as high, and the result was exactly the same as what we expected. It was a short based trade. So let's take all these off. Let's clear this. Let's clear this. And again, you can see there was definitely some topping in there. So we'll pull that. We'll pull this. Hmm, decent top. We'll mark that top off. Right. And again, it was kind of at the 61.8. So we're looking for a bit more. Hmm. Yeah, got blown right through. Little area right here. But right now, I mean, the reality is, yeah, now that the U.S. market is open, it's like, wait, what are we doing? What are we doing, right? But we do have some, consolidation right back. And again, it has broken the previous level of buyers, but it has not gone as low right here. So, that's always a little bit worrisome as we start to consolidate it in. The question is, are we going to retrace back up again? That's a big question right now. Because again, with these buyers, finding these buyers right here, it's not a bad little spot. Um, hmm. Problem I have with this one is this is just so junky, right? So just again, not ideal. Hmm. Yeah, I would say I like this more for the short. Again, I like the short from last night. Um, hmm. I wish this actually is equal. If it was equal, I would say look for it to pull back down again. I would have to say right now, my take on this one is bearish. Right, bearish is all we can look at on this. Reason why is because there's not really a good level of sellers. There is a level of basing right here, and it's kind of been front running. This one is not a decent candle bottom. Um, But going into the U.S. session, I mean, the Aussie is definitely on weak news. The dollar should have more, what you would assume would be more strong based news at this point. It should roll back down, but there's not really a clean level of buyers here. So there's not really a great target on this one, is the problem. None of the fib levels line up. The 23 got blown through completely on this one. So, had you taken the 23, you would have got stopped out or had to hold a lot of heat on this one. So right now we kind of need this to move more to the downside. And again, this is one of those byproducts of not having a whole lot of news. 6 pips in 24 hours, 5 pips in 24 hours. And again, you can see it's red, but it's retracing back up again. So right now it's yeah, we're kind of in the same exact spot. And all it did was pop up for news and then push down from news. But there's really no difference from where we were yesterday to today right now, news wise. So I would say again, the data. Excuse me. The data more justifies a bearish position, but there's no real. Unfortunately, there's no great entry in this one right now. So I would say bearish, but really until we get back down, I'm just not interested in a whole lot from this one. So also yen. Um Also yen, I mean, here's the level we want to cross. It used this level to kind of push up to it. Um this one is obviously out. I shouldn't need to draw it, but I'll draw it because people ask. There. And actually I guess it did not. Oh wait, hold on. 1 to 3.8. Uh-huh. Jokes at me. 1 to 3. There's 3.06. So obviously passed, and you can see price went much lower than that one. So again, that position's out. Now it's kind of using to the top side. I will say there's a level just above. So the Harry Potter right now is a little bit too close for me, so I'm not interested in necessarily taking it. And again, this is more just a yen play than anything else. But again, a nice little run up into that level with a reversal. And again, we talked about that one being a confirmed level backstop by the 786, which we didn't love, but we loved how it kind of got front run here. And again, it hit it about a half hour after the news, and then obviously the deterioration was down. So easy 38, 40 pips on that one. Um, as much as this one pulling back, it's like, oh, do we go long? It just doesn't necessarily have the room to run to the top side. We can mark this off on the top as well. Problem is we got a bunch of levels up here. Um, if anything, I like that it's kind of pushing here. I think if we can go up a little bit more and get a decent kind of, something that looks like this, but up here, I think that's where we pull the trigger. I think, right now, look at 88.63 as a potential reversal level. Look for red, green, red in there, a little confirmation in the lower time frame candles that it is flipped. It was a decent push off of last time. And I think that's good. And, run potential targets down to about this level right here, right? That's where they should be. Let's see from bottom to top if people are looking at that level. Yeah, people will be looking at that level. Okay. Because right now, if we do pull this up, you can see, look at the 23.6, because that is an area where the people are looking for a trend continuation. Right now, the 23.6 literally goes right on the profit target that I just drew. So again, if we go just up a little bit more, you can see the 23.6 is in there. And there's actually a little bit of a pop right there. So again, how much room is that? Yeah, it's 60 pips. Yeah, absolutely. If we push all the way up. But right now, if you're looking for a confirmation short right now, um, you can see this is where our target would be, and it's right at the 23.6. So, um, yeah, so decent trade from yesterday. If you're taking this one short, make sure you're getting profit at 87.95. Euro dollar. Okay, so euro dollar, you can see that it bounced off this 61.8 and kind of pushed back down yesterday. We came back and grabbed it again, and then kind of used it again and pushed back down again, and then it's grabbing. I mean, there are levels in there. I wouldn't say that this one is earth shattering. It's 17 pips, less than a pip every 24 hour, or less than a pip an hour. So, oops, hold on. I just realized that I did not set the giveaway. I'd have heard about that one later. There we go. Oops, where is it? So right now, you can see we had this turn at 7:30 this morning. There's candles there. I mean, there's like this whipsaw back and forth, but not really. I mean, are these the levels we want to trade off of? Not really. We want something a little bit more clean than that one. So, it did turn and roll back down again, but it's now sitting in an area of buyers. So if anything, I would say this one looks like it's going to go probably up a little bit more, as well as, look, there's buyers sitting right there, as well as there's a 23.6 level right there. So if anything, I would say that this probably goes back up again. This one is a rather small trade, right? How many pips are we talking here? Yeah, we're talking about 8 pips for 24 in the other direction. 1 to 3 is only sitting right there. There's 1 to 3 dead on. So, you're a stop loss. You're already break even. You've already gone past that one. So, if anything, lock yourself in 5, 7 pips, something like that. So you can't lose on this one. Just let it run. You know, there will be artificial people here right at the open, the 9:30 open, taking that 23.6 long. So, yeah, you could be in that trade right now. Where this one reverses, I think, again, ideally for a short 109.30 up top. There is obviously a level here, although it was pushed pretty deep. That's coming in at 109, 108.94. So just watch out for that level as well. Euro pound, nothing. Europe, look, 17.15. 2, 2, 2, right? Yeah, I mean, we're still stuck in the same channel. We talked yesterday. Do we want to take shorts out of this? Not really. I mean, look, boom, boom, boom. This was 9 a.m. on Monday, and then this was 9 a.m. yesterday, and then we hit it again and went a little bit higher, and then we went a little bit higher. So, not really a great short in here. I mean, I know people are looking at this and like, oh, we could take in this short and this short and this. It's like, at any point this could break, and then it eventually went higher. I still think the level up here to 88.21 is probably the best level for a short. It is right past the 50, but it is before the 61.8. But again, basing and a strong push down. Again, look for it to come up. There's just not a lot of news related to drive this either way, and that's why we have such a small ATR on this one right now, or a range for the day. I mean, we're talking about 18 pip swings, right? This one was a decent one at 21. But I mean, how much risk you taking, right? You can take 3, 3, 4, right? 3, 4, and then the spread on it is 1.5. I mean, come on. You need a little bit more movement than that right now. Euro yen, obviously rallying back up again. Now, Euro yen, we talked about a level, but we said this is a kind of a questionable level because we had 1, 2, and 3 hits. You can see here, it kind of hit it again and went back and then started the base in there. Like, at this point, if you're taking the short, you're really, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with a base right below it. You should not be taking that one short, especially with this base. If anything, you'd say, okay, yeah, pull back. Look, we're forming buyers right here. You should have been taking that one for a long more than anything else, knowing that that level would fail and saying, okay, is there a 1 to 3 from here to here? Right? Again, this is a nice little 530 reversal. Whoops. And it goes there. And your 1 to 3 is sitting right there. So there should have been your trade this morning and this one. Okay. And you're out, right? You wanted to get out before this zone. Now, it did go a little bit above, but we are in Harry Potter territory right now. So I would say this is not typically, you want to see more of a base, not straight up, straight down. But I would say if we start forming a base right here and we start pulling up again, there actually could be a long trade. We know we don't have really a whole lot, and again, it could be front run just by a little bit. But we know we have this 145 number sitting, and this is technically all green space right here. So we're looking for, probably a continued long. Um, Again, this one we never pulled back to it. We didn't mark it. This one again was a break, and you can see based on the top side. But that was where your trade was this morning. And again, your target should have been before this zone, which is fine that it's pulling back. So ideally, I like to see it form a base here. And once we form a base, then we can start talking about the pop through the top and the eventual run up to this 145. But right now, this is what we're dealing with. These are 30-minute candles. Nothing, 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 nothing. So, as far as any turns here, again, this is probably more generated from profit taking, but we want to see this continue to push a little bit more to the top side. Okay. All right. Yeah, I was gonna say that's about all we got right there. Trying to think if there's anything else that I'm really willing to look at. I don't even necessarily care. I guess I'll run it just because I put it on there. The 78.6 is out. Um, yeah, you can see right now the 23 is lining up to that trade already. Um, there are three bases and three touches right off the 50, which is kind of interesting. And there's this level between the 50 and the 61.8, which is not bad. Um, hmm. There is a 72 pip drop there, though. Right? There is a 72 pip drop right there. Um, hmm. Hmm. I'm wondering. About 90 pips. Hmm. I am wondering if we are going to have a setup like this, right? It's not a very big 1 to 3. Not a very big 1 to 3 whatsoever. 20 for 60. Not bad. I like that one. This will be one of those ones that I watch. Looking for a short coming through there. Right. I'd like to see the base that we form up top. And again, we're through this. I can remove this right now. I think right now we talk about this candle right here and say, hey, listen, that's not a bad, horrible candle right there. I'm going to see what it does. There could be a short back there, right back down again. But again, great long this morning. There's a potential for a short in here, right? If we get a confirmation, right? But if this is our new base, we do have room to run to the top side. We're in a racetrack right now, and we have a racetrack lower. So a couple different trade setups in this euro yen. I would say that again, there could be some decentness in this one. Pound dollar. So pound dollar. We were calling for a Harry Potter on this one. Has not triggered yet. Again, this is not a trigger. This is not a trigger. The base kind of pulled back, found buyers. Straight up, straight down, not a trigger. Straight up, straight down, not a trigger. So this one is technically still live. We're waiting for it to come through. So I mean, we can we can turn this one back on, right? Right. Here we go. We still don't have entry. We're still waiting for it to pop, base, and then pull back again. So I like that it is sliced through and sliced through higher again. Every time it does that, it shows me that listen, there are no more buyers, there are no more sellers there. And now that we're clearing higher here, when we pull back up again, we should be able to hit one more time down because it's a pivot point, and that could be our takeoff point. So still like this one. It hasn't triggered yet. Remember, it's an if this then that. We need up, base, then pullback, not straight up, straight down. It's just not how we play it. So Right now, you can see if you had been a 23.6 guy, you got a little bit of profit and then boom, popped you right through. So yeah, not fun for for fib traders in this one. So yeah, I like it. Again, we still needed to rally a little bit more. Maybe we can get that data in the next day or two. But again, right now it's just not there. We just nothing in yet. Um, yeah, I mean that's almost trade's almost on, and again potential selling up top. So yeah, nothing. What are we at right now? Yeah, 18 pips in 24 hours. So not blazing yet. Pound yen. All right, so we had talked about this level at 78. And again, I told you I don't like 78s. It was a decent pop though, so we knew we were going to get some selling in there. And look what it did: base, 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 base. And there's your pop, there's your base, there's your pullback, and there's your push. Now I don't know. Let's see. It did hit it at 530, so I'm good with that. Let's see how far. I don't think it made it in. 1 to 3 is right there, so it's past the 1 to 3. But the problem is this, right? Oh, that was the old one. Hold on, this should be adjusted to there. Oh, that's close. I didn't take this one, but this absolutely could have been one you took, right? If you were doing this 530 up base, and then once you started clicking back again, um, yeah, that wasn't horrible, and it should be running into problems here, right? We knew that it was there, so let's pull this off now because this level is broken officially. So let's pull that off. Uh, this level and this level, we got two. So those are the two that we're messing with right now. So then I was wondering. Hmm. So 70. They are. So I think there's probably a potential one more hit here. So if we don't, again, this is that impulse correction. If we impulse higher, I think there could be a short of either of these two levels. We're kind of sitting right now between buys and sells right now. But if this starts to tear back down again, now that we've had this new peak up here to 163.45 or 48.50, whatever it is, um, now again with fibs basically drawing this last movement from high to low, people will be looking at this level here. We already know that it was an old level, and again we talked about a sell there. I didn't love the sell because it was at the 78. It did all the basing in there. It popped away, it based, and then pulled back again and said, "Oh, there you go. There's your Harry Potter entry from a broken zone." And it did go higher. It did go 1 to 3. Now that it's up though, that old zone there was buyers in there, right? It pulled back. It didn't go as low, and it took off. Nice little rally out of it. There are buyers there, and you combine those buyers with the 23.6 kind of trend continuation buyers, combine that with some news down here. If we pull back down again, that could be a pretty decent kind of magical, a trio right there, right? Could be a nice little pop. All right. Um, yeah, it's not bad. I could be swayed into that one. So I think that's, again, this is one of those ones you want to watch. And this one you could even check tonight, right? This is one of those trade setups where, again, it was only about 25 pips risk on the pound yen. Is not that much. Look at it this evening before you go to bed. And you could always set a limit order. Say, hey, listen, I'm good with that 1 to 3. It's decent. I know there's buyers there. And there's a 23.6. Wait for it to come down. And again, maybe it's there for news, or you could wake up for the 5:30 kind of, or the 5:45 speech. Or it's probably going to be 5 o'clock. It takes about 15 minutes for him to talk. So it could be a decent little run right there. So watch that trade for tomorrow. Okay. Dollar CAD. So dollar CAD continued to deteriorate. Yesterday we had the pop up again. Um, got a nice little run to the downside. Let's see. You can see the 23 didn't run into it. So interestingly enough, if I bring us down to where the alert is, right? It hasn't hit it yet, right? The 23 is right here. Follow, 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 follow. And if I bring it down to where we are kind of talking about, we have an alert set for here for a little Harry Potter trade. Let's bring that back live again. Um, There we go. Um, if it bounces off this level, which it absolutely could, there's buyers sitting down here. If we bounce off this level and come back up again, now we all of a sudden have basing of the 23.6 for continuation based trades. So again, that makes us look here and say, if we're able to rally back up again, we could have another long, or I'm sorry, another short. So this trade is out. So let's take that off so we don't confuse anybody with that one. We're going to leave that level there though, because again, that could be where we pop through. Right, so we're going to leave that there. Not concerned about that. Ooh, that one did test. I may mark that one for later, but that's kind of what we're looking at right now for this one. Understand we have this Harry Potter trade here. We know that. We know that it can absolutely base off of where it's at right now, and being 10 o'clock. If we're going to get a base, this is where it could be. So unless if we push through and pull back up, that one's easy. This is 11 pips for 33 in the other direction, so not big. We know we have some profit taking down here. So again, be cautious of this level down here. We'll just put it right there. It's at the top of the red. We'll just leave that there. Good. Yeah. So we're playing with the 50, right? Although the 50's got a couple pops through. So we're playing with a couple different factors for this one. If this one is unable to reverse in the next 30 minutes, it looks like this one could be a nice little short as well. Okay. Again, just wait for the pullback, right? Look for any type of a base and a pullback. Again, 11 for 33. Dollar Swiss. All right, so dollar Swiss, it did pull back. It didn't, unfortunately, go as high as we wanted it to. We were hoping that we could get up there, and it ran out of steam at 10:30, and that's where it pulled back. And we're kind of in the same exact spot. Dollar Swiss, we're 16 pips in 24 hours, so not enough movement. All it did was go down, up, deeper, back up again, and we're still playing with that kind of intermediary part. So we were calling for a short. We were hoping it was going to get up before the short came in. It came in. It just came in down here. So, again, I think this is our biggest problem with this one is we kind of have a level here and here. We're sitting right in the middle. Yes, I'm more bearish this one right now based off the way that it looks. We're having lower highs on this one. We have some room to run, although it's not necessarily fresh to the downside. It's already kind of gone through there and touched it once. I would look for profit taking if you are short, probably in this level. But I would expect a lot more basing. There's just not enough US based news right now on this one to really play with it. Dollar yen. Okay. You can see we were talking about targets and again, there's Monday, there's Tuesday, and look, we're bouncing right off of it again. We talked about a Harry Potter trade, right? Here's our Harry Potter trade. If I continue this across, again, no entry. Up down is no entry. Up down is no entry. This one, maybe. There's your up. It did do a one candle base and then pull back down again. That could have absolutely been your trigger. And undoubtedly, this is your up and then back down again. So either one you would have done, you're good to go. Yesterday morning, we were sitting right here, right around the 131 mark. Actually, right here, right around the 131 mark. So again, whether you got this entry or you got this entry, either one was fine. If you took the first one, you didn't get stopped out, but it did come back down and break even after you were almost all the way there. But either one, again, you were out. And then tops, you missed it by just a little tiny bit. So ideally, you grab this one for 55. This one we said, oh God, it's close. There's one that's already been there. The reality is, I did it off the touches, not the actual candle bodies themselves. Had I done it off the candle bodies themselves, you can see that's where the yellow is. There's where it went from. So again, when I originally drew this zone, we just did it off the wicks, right? We didn't do it off the explosion. If we did it off the explosion, there's the short. So some of you may or may not have got into that one, but anyway, there's the pullback, right? Whether one or the second option, either one would have worked. Okay. Those are not horrible base trades. Oh crap! Why is it giving me that pop up? Hold on one sec. No, switch. Got it. There we go. Okay. All right. So not much we can say about this one. It is obviously reversing back down again. We know why it is. We talked about it the other day. We can bring it across. You can see it only has to go a little bit more for that one to come back down again. And after the big push up from this morning, again, European market. Let's mark this off so everybody can be aware. Oh God, no, not that. I want icons. Right. There's your 3 o'clock. There's your 5:30. Yeah. So if you took it late last night, you may have said, I don't like the middle night thing. I want it in trading hours. Well, there's your down. European Open, 5:30 reversal into the Harry Potter that we had marked yesterday, and you were out. So yeah, I mean, this one right now, I'd expect this one to deteriorate back down. There's going to be profit taking. It probably comes back down and rolls back into this 131.70s mark. If you're not in the trade, it's already a little bit late. Sorry. There's not much we can do about that one if you kind of move too fast. So, yeah, yeah, not much we can do with it. Sorry. Yeah, it is what it is. So, yeah, hopefully you guys we're able to grab the 55. Let's go across the oil. So, oil is up, but is it really? I mean, by 12 o'clock yesterday, 11:30 yesterday, we were kind of to this level. It's kind of holding firm up here. We can drop down, and again, we know that the API inventory report is showing was showing a forecast of just a little tiny bit of surplus. Why you do that? I hate when it does that. It like shows you the ad and then covers everything. It's like, ads really ruin the internet. I'm telling you right now. I get it. That's where they have to invent, do things, but I guess I'm okay with this. But when they get the big pop ups, like stop, right? Um, yeah, it's horrible, horrible. I wish they would just do that with the internet, right? Like if I could get a subscription, like like how like YouTube guys, you can get a subscription, right? And you see no ads on YouTube, right? I pay for that. It's worth it to me every month to pay for that. I love it. Melissa's like, why do we pay for this? I'm like, because I don't want to watch YouTube and every 5 minutes it go into another ad. Like I love it, right? I get a bunch of free movies. I get like free like Spotify. It's not Spotify, but like YouTube's version of it. Yahoo Music or not Yahoo, YouTube Music, right? I love it. Great. If I could pay Google a monthly fee to block all ads, it would be awesome. Like somebody come up with that. A monthly subscription to Google so I didn't have to see any ads, right? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, big miss here. Big miss. And the response from oil, not too much. Right? Not too much. So question is on a lower time frame. Again, we got let's see. What is the forecast over here? Oh, wait, is it Thursday? Oh, it is Thursday this week. It is Thursday. Did we have a holiday? Did I miss the holiday? Oh no, it's here. It's Wednesday. It's today. All right. I'm like, wait a second. What? Yeah. All right. Sorry, my bad. So it's expected to be 1.8. That is a little bit higher surplus than what the API report said. The API report was 0.18, and it came down with a pretty big down draw. Right now, the response is literally nothing. But let's see on a lower time frame. Yeah, lower time frame. Again, we're gonna get really really close. And again, you can see we do have areas up here where it's like, yeah, there's some selling up there, right? Let's check it on a 1 minute. Yeah, it's starting to drive up. I mean, I would say that that's kind of what we're looking at right now. But ideally, we want more of a fresh zone, right? Does that look great? I mean, we do have lower lows, so it is starting to clear people out. We know we're in a racetrack. We still got about 15 minutes. Again, 3 touches on that level of sellers. I don't love that. And we haven't, the price hasn't stopped yet. We need the price to do this, right? Stop, right? It's not stopped yet. So we'll see if we can get it in the next about 5 minutes. So we'll come back to this one in a couple minutes and check this one out. But right now, again, oil is looking more like a sell right now. Again, everybody's expecting a big down draw, so it kind of makes sense. Natural gas, right? Natural gas, we know. We know what's happening with natural gas. Now, again, we are having a little bit of a rally up this morning. Um, there you go. Natural gas drops to a 30-month low on weak spring demand and bloated investors, right? We had the contract rollover, it popped back up again, and everyone's like, oh my God, 30-month low, everybody sell. And that's why price is going up right now. So, yeah, I'd like to find a stabilization point. Again, we are obviously gapped over because of the contract rollover, right? Um, Hopefully, your guys were able to grab this one down to the two. Yeah, I think once we start getting, I think we run into, and again, here's where the old gap was. That's what we're running back into. I think getting back into a short is a great idea for this one. Now, again, 6% in this one. Anywhere in the 6 to 8 range is a little bit out of expectation. If we can close today up 6%, even though it's more just basically because of the contract rollover, I think tomorrow is definitely a day that we're looking for red on this one, look for a turn and flip back to the downside. I don't think that's that horrible. But as far as taking it right now, again, let it wash out for this first day again. Look for it to short. Now, gold. Here is the position we talked about yesterday in gold. We were sitting right here, and we said, "Hey, I like this one. I like the base. I like the 50%." It spent some time there. Got there at 2 o'clock, and then just held. And then again, I'll bring this across. There you go. You guys are out. Okay. So again, was not fast. It took some time, but I love the fact that we had a confirmation touch of this area basing snuck in at the 50, and yeah, that one wasn't bad. 13.3 in the other direction went down to our profit target and then went higher. So I think right now, with it, with this kind of new trend line that people are going to be drawing, I think if we can turn and flip again, I think that 149 is still our target overall. So again, we're going to bring this down here. We're going to bring this over here and talk about a target of that's totally not straight right there. Target of 150. Probably 151. Pull that off. It's a little bit deep, but that's fine. Okay. So again, here's your gold trade from yesterday. Very, very easy setup. It's out. Finished this morning at about 4:30 in the morning. So right now, no more telltale signs of what we're supposed to do. But again, it was a nice little setup yesterday. Silver. So silver's broken this, so we can pull it off now. And that's what I said. A lot of people they're gonna be like, oh, buy it, and then oh god, all it's doing is channeling sideways right now. Instead of a kind of sloping channel, we're just going sideways. We're still fluctuating back and forth. We knew we had some selling going on up here. Didn't even make it back up. It's sitting right now on a level of selling right now, right? And we're really more or less. I mean, again, if we want to take the full channel here, you guys can take top and bottom and say, okay, that's what it looks like. I don't really like much in this one right now. I don't think any of the data today, oil probably is not going to change it. Maybe the data tomorrow gives us some play in this one, but I think right now people are just looking at this and being like, a little bit of speculation. Um, Not a lot of true substance to this one whatsoever. And again, I think gold deteriorating is probably more the big one that we're looking at. Okay. So again, silver not my favorite, but if I had to pick a target, again, I think this comes back to 23. We touched 23 by the end of the week. Um, so we'll see. Yeah, we need those sellers to come in. And we do have sellers at a decent level up here, the 23.40. So maybe we come up and touch the 23.40, and that's where we cycle down. I think tomorrow is more of a day for that, right? Some of these final GDP numbers on unemployment claims, I think are going to be the bigger factors to that one. You know, so maybe we get some of the CPI over here. Maybe Yellen says something that we get something. What's Yellen speaking at? The Annual Association for Business Economics Policy. It's an annual thing, maybe. I don't know, maybe. Right? It's all right. I think the CPI in the morning probably ups a little bit more. So yeah, I like it down. I don't really love any trades on it. This one I really liked yesterday. This one I got nothing for. It's just not into it. Nice little gap in Apple. And again, I think we still, if we pump up, I think we get up to that 161 mark. Look for it to take shorts in Apple. Tesla, you can see Tesla's already rolling back again. It was up much more. It had its nice little gap. It opened. People are like, yeah, and then now it's rolling back down. I think yesterday we drew it. We drew this level yesterday, and it came down and went just a little bit lower. Right, it went just a little bit lower. Basically, this box here where the confirmation was, and then obviously bounced off of it. So we're sitting in the middle of two zones, right? So let's see what we got. What's the VIX doing? Yeah, look, the VIX. The VIX is like no heartbeat, right? Dollar's actually up a little bit, but obviously pulling back again. I'm good with this with 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think this is good because I think the next time the dollar comes up, it has the ability to punch through that level. We don't need that one anymore. But in this grand scheme of things, right, top to bottom, we're sitting right around the 50. It's not really moving much. There's no data out there to be able to justify any movement. So let's see what we had at the open. Ooh. Let's see. Oh, it's 8:45. There's the trade from yesterday, by the way. Remember we talked about we were sitting right here at 10:15, right? 10:15 is right here, and we drew this and said, yeah, I mean, lock your profit in. You can see that it was out. This one got out at 1 o'clock or 11 o'clock yesterday. So right after we got off, this one hit full profit target. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no. The test was there. 8:45. It left a little bit early. So yeah, there wasn't really. This one didn't qualify. 9:15 was here. Yeah, it's not at his own. There's no confirmation of it. So not as good as yesterday. So yesterday's was great. Today, rallied high, but not really much in there now since the open. Look, up, down, straight down, straight up. It really is right where we opened. So looks like it's up big, but since the open, 9:15, actually the 9:30 candle. So yeah, here is the opening price right there. So we're actually there. That's what we're looking at. Not much. Yeah. No. Unfortunately, no trade. Yesterday's trade ended up hitting full profit target. I know it's weird when we talk and it hasn't, but yeah, it was here. So yeah, you're good. On that one. NQ. We got anything NQ? Nope. 8:45, 9:30. This is where we're talking, right? Tuesday. Tuesday we were sitting like here, right? The setup came in at 8, so nothing. It reversed and came back up again. Yeah, there's unfortunately, no zone. I mean, I bet you that got hit. Yeah, that's exactly what it went off of. So, yeah, fine. No opening print. I mean, it went straight up. There's no confirmed levels until just a little bit higher. It did grab the profit target and turn and roll, but I don't think that holds. I think that goes higher. YM. Let's see what we got. There's your YM trade. So yesterday this one was out by 10:30. So by the time we do this, it was already out, which is fine. You know, you can see there was the one hit, the two hits, the three hits, the basing. You expected it to go higher. Was there an opening print? 9:15 was green. 9:30 is in the red, but nope, there's nothing there. There's not a confirmed level till down here either. We knew we were in a racetrack over here, so we knew that there was nothing. We were just waiting for a reversal. So yeah, unfortunately, no. Yeah, it was all the way up with no levels. Right. Yeah, nothing to do with that one. Yeah. So yesterday, good, but just no entries today. Russell. Let's see. Did Russell hurt us? Let's see. Of 9:15, it did. This is good. Um, again, the peak was 5:45. We came back up and tested. We came back up and tested. So there we go. There's your strong push. There's your touch at 9:15. And there we go. Okay. So when no one works, Russell works. It's always funny how that works out. And again, 1 of 3 is right there. It was very fast. So, and it didn't matter if you got in on this one or this one or this one. All 3 of them work fine. So looks like 1 out of 4 actually were entries for today. A lot of it moved too far. So Russell was literally the only setup. You can see there's the Russell position from yesterday. Russell position, we were sitting right here. This red one is the 10:31. So we talked about it, being that reversal play. It took all day, but you were out at 1:30 in the afternoon. So Russell also worked yesterday to his full profit target. So again, yesterday from ES. Oops, ES was no, right? No, yeah, ES was a no. NQ good. YM was a no. Well, actually, IM was good, and then obviously Russell also good from yesterday. So yesterday, all 3 that triggered were good. The one that didn't trigger didn't make any difference. Today it looks like 2 are good. So yep, all those opening plays. Again, that's how to trade just at the open. So all right, that's it for today. Went kind of quick, but I mean it's hard, right? Now we're finally getting a little bit of movement. 1 pip in 24 hours, and you're seeing these two are kind of slowing down a little bit. They were both over 200. Or this was over 200, and it's already pulling back, even though they're all in the green. It's because the price from yesterday. And look, 318, 81's not bad, but we know what's going on with that one. And then look, 14. These guys are moving a little bit only because we know what's going on with price. So, yeah, we'll see if the dollar finds a bottom here at 10:30. So let's see. Let's go back to oil real quick and see if oil is stabilizing. No, not yet. Oil has not stabilized yet. We're still looking for it, right? Has not stabilized yet. But look, 1, 2, 3. So if this turns and drops, this has no problem coming back down again. I don't know. Can we get all the way up there? Maybe. Maybe. So again, oil driving up is looking like more of a short. The question is, where are we putting that risk level at right now? Because again, price has not stopped. Right? We need price stoppage, and it's just not stopping on us. Let's see. I mean, we don't have a stop right now. I'm like trying to figure out. It's about the thinking there probably. 1 of 3 is to there. That's It only needs to go back down to there. Is that what we look like now? Can we push just a little bit more? I mean, I like the short trade, but again, I need price to stop. Maybe it's pausing now. This could be the pause. Maybe that's a pause. So, all right, let's get into the drawing, and then we'll come back to this one and see what has happened. If we get that pause in there, we got 6 minutes, but I'm not going to hang around for six. So, we'll see if that's the pause in that one. All right, so got five in. Ty, good seeing you back today, my friend. Right, Will not here today. Will was here yesterday. Right, so yeah. All right, Will, if you're there, you got about 30 seconds at again. Obviously, there's been more, but when this says 2:15, I am going. It's funny. It only counts the time when I'm actually on this window. So at 2:15, Will, I'm shutting it down. If you're here, you gotta get in there quick. Ernest is getting nervous. He's getting nervous. He's like, oh God, what do I do? It's like yeah. It's like get your bets now before I hit the close button. All right, there we go. I said 2:15. I'm 1 second late. All right, let's see. Winner of today's drawing is Mr. Three-Peat. Right there. Ernest taking advantage of the spring break numbers. Look at that. Ernest back on top. Where's Ernest? He takes up that 250. Right? That was win number 3. Ernest, that's pretty good. You sweep this week, right? That's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Bam, bam, bam. Right? Bam, bam, bam. All in a row. All right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here we go. Oh, it's just the federal regulators. They're going to screw this all up. Should be interesting. Pending home sales at 10, right? That's not bad, right? Up a little bit. Pending home sales is good. That's positive for the dollar. Did the dollar have any response to that one? Let's see. Yeah, a little bit. No, it didn't. It came in over here. So, a little bit. Not much. So, they don't care about that. Yeah, see, it's still not really stopping. Jeez, give us the pause. Yeah, give us the pause. It's just not stopping. We need like a pause in the market for this one. It's right there. It is a your 530 mark is right there. So your reversal is right there. So it is going up, right? It has been going up, but man, talking about finding a risk level on that one, it just doesn't want to give it to us. So yeah, it is what it is. All right, that's it for today. Like I said, I wish we had more. A bunch of the setups we talked about yesterday kicked in. Um, a couple of the Harry Potter trades got no entries. A couple of them did get entries. But unfortunately, when you got no news, kind of makes it a little bit hard. Jamie Dimon is being deposed over J.P. Morgan, Roland Epstein, whatever. Yeah, it's the guy at the top is always going to be. It's like, did Jamie know about it? Probably. Is it his job? For an individual client, maybe. Right? I love this. There's 2 civil lawsuits about this one, right? Again, I still want to know where the civil lawsuits for, again, how many people were on those planes, big people, and why is there no civil lawsuits against those big people that were on the plane? Like, how is it still to this day we don't know all the people that went there, right? How is that not public knowledge, right? Go after Jamie. He's got lots of money. He was the head of the bank. The bank worked with him. Okay, Epstein, I'm sure, worked with a lot of banks, right? But how is it now, he's able to kill himself in jail under, solitary confinement conditions, and then Giselle, she, you don't think she was willing to take a plea deal, give some names up? Where are those names? Haven't heard them. Yeah, where are the civil suits against those names? So, yeah, funny how the justice system works. Anyway, all right, I'm out of here, guys. I will catch you same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining me today. We'll be back on tomorrow morning. You guys have a good trading day today. Hopefully, you guys are be able to find some things. Remember, don't create things that aren't actually there in the charts. Only trade what you see, not what you think. We got to make sure we have the setups. You don't want to envision it and hallucinate. Oh, I found a great setup, and it's when you look at it later, you're like, what was I looking at? I don't see anything here. So don't be that person today. With that, I'm out of here. You guys have a good one. You guys take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.